Peace, this is Royal Blue, here to do a general reading for Sagittarius for January 24th through January 30th. And let's see what the energy of this reading is. What does Spirit have to say to Sagittarius? What is Sagittarius' energy? And we have feeling the world. Filling the world. And let's see what filling the world has to say. Empathy reminds you that you are not alone. It is a beautiful capacity to feel the connectivity all around you, giving you a profound sense of belonging, a broader experience of being part of the larger whole. That said, it can also be overwhelming, especially when you don't know where you end at the rest of the world, the rest of the world begins. Now is the time to be clear about your boundaries. Ask yourself whose energy you've tuned into. You might find it's not even yours. If you are feeling off or drained when you're with someone, they may be siphoning your energy. In such an instance, this connection is not good for you, no matter how charismatic the person is or how attracted to them you feel. Do not mistake codependency for closeness or allow your boundaries to become too porous. Trust your instincts and take care of you. Practice saying no. Avoid the temptation to turn off and go numb. Instead, be present. Somewhere in the middle of this feeling spectrum is where the magic is. You're also being asked now to be aware of how your words and actions may affect others. While it's not your job to determine how someone will respond to you, discernment is necessary. Be firm yet kind. Keep in mind that people-pleasing will not give you what you want or truly need. That said, your empathy is beautiful and important. It just has to be balanced in order for you to access its wonderful gifts. Today, celebrate the beauty of your sensitivity and that of others. I'm an empath. Are you an empath soul? Do you feel what others feel? It means being sensitive to the feelings of others and awareness of the whole world and a broader perception. Empathy can overwhelm you if you take on other people's feelings too much. It can overwhelm you and cause you to be unbalanced within yourself. So we have to be careful with that, being empaths. All right, let's see what the next card has to say. What does Spirit have to say to Sagittarius? What is the energy right now? Connect their energy to these cards. Feel knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And reveal the truth to them. Alright, I have a card that fell out of my hand. Let's see what it is. And we have reflection. Reflection. And let's see what reflection has to say. This card can sometimes show a trip, particularly a trip over or by water. More important, it can reveal that you now have a direct line to your psychic gifts. You are also more aware of your emotions and more reflective about them. You recognize the differences between your intuitive voice, which is calm and assured, and your lower emotional compulsions, which are urgent and sometimes fear-based. Let yourself gain even greater clarity and control over your emotions now. This is also will be a great time for you to take classes in meditation, psychic development, counseling, healing, and other psychological and spiritual arts, if you have an interest in that. Your yin side is wide open, and your receptivity is high. Trust your inner voice, and you will be guided to greatness. So with you feeling the way you feel about others, I can imagine how you feel about yourself if you're empathetic. You feel how others feel through a reflection of yourself. You feel a certain way when another person feels a certain way. You can feel their energy. Just reflect and look back over your life and look how far you've come. There's a whole world out there that you can explore and discover through the feelings of other people. It's all about you, how you see the world, and how you see yourself within that world. Where do you fit in? All right, let's see what the next card has to say. What is the energy of the next card? Connect the energy to these cards. Give us knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and reveal the truth to us. What do you have to say to Sagittarius? All right, let's see. And we have the Empress. The Empress. And let's see what the Empress has to say. It says, there is a lack of harmony in your life as you try to juggle everything to maintain balance. Stretching yourself way too thin and placing others' needs before your own is causing unnecessary stress. That's part of being empathetic. You take on other people's feelings and anxieties and stressors and things like that. Getting back to sync means aligning yourself back to your own desires. Fill yourself up so that you have enough to give to others without depleting your resources. So you can feel what other people are feeling, because maybe you've been there, done that. Once you look over your life, you're like, oh, I've been through that. I know how you feel. Lack of energy and creativity leaves you feeling uninspired and monotonous. On the other hand, you may also be taking on the role of being overbearing person who is too protective or demanding over your relationships. Under or overripe, the fruit is not ready for picking. Replenish yourself, and you will be able to find your center. Ground yourself back to the loving energy of Mother Earth with compassion. So you need to keep yourself balanced. Don't take on too much of anybody else's issues as your own. It can overload you, cause you to be unbalanced, like I said before. You have to take the time out for you. Reflect on you. While you still care for everybody else, care for yourself first. You're feeling the world right now. everything we're going through, I can feel it. I can feel the pain that the world is in. I can feel the pain that people are causing for the earth. It's just history trying to repeat itself. When you look back and see everything that was done before is trying to happen again. But you don't have to flow with that. You can go your own way. You can still feel, but you don't have to take on. It's not your problem. You're good. All right, Sagittarius, let's see what the next card has to say. What does Spirit have to say to Sagittarius next? What's next for Sagittarius? What do you want them to know? What is their energy right now? Seems like it's scattered energy, because all the cards want to fall at the same time. What do you want to say to Sagittarius? What is Sagittarius energy? Connect the energy to these cards. All right. One fell on my left foot. It landed. And we have shadow. Shadow. All right. And let's see what shadow means. This card represents emotion, sensitivity, and a reminder that nothing in life is at a standstill. This is a world of constant flux, and one thing is certain, everything changes. This card is calling you to action. The time is now, when you may have to face your worst fears and look into the dark shadows of your soul. And that's what the reflection is talking about. You have to look at yourself. You must learn to confront what you've avoided and walk courageously through it. Also know that life naturally revitalizes itself as it does. So do you. So do you. The shadow card promises that there's light at the end of the tunnel. Recognize that by no longer denying your past, and letting the tears fall, you'll discover the diamonds in the treasure chest of your soul. This is a cleansing process to wash away and clear out what was once avoided, ignored, and pushed aside. This card indicates that this is a time when your psychic sensitivity may be quite intense. Learn to open up to it, or if need be, to turn it down. You can't be too empathetic. People can take advantage of you because that shows your vulnerability. Your body is one big psychic antenna. So just remember that you're in control of how high or how low you want the reception to be. Mother Earth can assist you in this period of change, sensitivity, and healing. This is a time for you to have compassion and love for the world that we live in. It needs it. It lacks it. It lacks the real thing. Reflect back over your life. Know where you've been to see where you're at, to know where you're going. Relax, relate, release. The Empress is calling you to be present in the moment. The world needs you right now. The world needs your prayers and meditations and to know your intentions. Put it out there in the universe. And see your shadow self for what it really is. It's just a reflection between you and your dark side. But this is a time to open up. It's a time to reflect. And it's a time to live. All right, let's see what the next card has to say. And we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands. And it says, a true visionary, the King of Wands lights fire to his ideas with finesse and intention. His enterprising nature is able to fully flesh out an idea from beginning to end. Passion rules his kingdom, where his visions have the purpose of impacting the world on a larger scale. You have that impact on the world as well, if you tap into that energy. You're both able to lead and follow, delegating tasks effectively while simultaneously working alongside your team. Your greatest wish is to empower those around you, to inspire them to be the best they can be. You mold the world to your ideas, supported by others who believe in your vision. Direct and straight to the point, the King of Wands asks you to create goals for yourself with clarity and imagination. Lead your life with intent and vision, with your eye on the prize. Don't stop until you get to where you need to go. This is the time to move forward with your intentions. Leave the shadow behind you. Just let your light and your aura shine through. Again, relax, relate, and release. Release the negative energy. Release that shadow. It don't need to be there. It's just going to follow you and haunt you. But if you let your light shine, it can't be penetrated. You're protected by the divine because you are so loving and compassionate. And when it's real and genuine, Sagittarius, it can make a world of difference in your life. So let go of all negativity and just live for yourself to love others in a special way. And I'm not just talking romantic. I'm talking about agape love, like the love of God, how God has love for us. Our love should be that way too, even though it's not for everyone. And for your romance card, we have give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. This is a time we need each other. If you're in a relationship, value that relationship. Give it a chance. Don't cause a rift in your relationship over some BS. It's not worth it. Just do yourself a solid. And just know that you have the world in your hands. God has you in his hands. So, that's all I have for you, Sagittarius. And I will see you next time. Peace.